Greetings, family, and welcome to the journey with Hamptonio. For those who may not know me, I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. I've been in law enforcement going on 29 years. And of course, I have some stories to tell about my experience. But I want to introduce myself to you guys and let you know a little bit about what this channel is all about. As far as I could remember, I've always been involved in wanting to know more about our history and who we were as black people. Of course, if you was halfway paying attention, you would know or should draw some curiosity of why all the angels were white. You never seen any black presence in the Bible. Why in school we rarely talk about Africa. Everything that you've seen about being black and black people was always negative. I pondered that stuff as a youth, young. A gentleman came in my life through marriage, my uncle, and he kind of turned all that around for me at a very early age. You know, in our church, we had the Black Jesus, when I was around 7 years old. That was during the time when most black folks was very resistive to talking about Jesus being black and having a portrait of Jesus in their house. When you went in most black folks' house, you seen Kennedy, Martin Luther King, and maybe Malcolm X, and the white Jesus. And in most of the churches you inherited had the white Jesus in it. So I was exposed to that at an early age and asked the question, why? Why this? Why that? How come it's not much talked about? And my father used to talk about the Tuskegee Airmen and how black folks, never got the credit that they should have got in fighting the wars to save and to help this country, but never got the recognition. I pondered on that, and I was really upset about that as a youth. Why? Why did somebody go so far out their way to not tell us about our history and to lie about history and to produce movies and videos not telling the true story, or have them being those historical black characters being depicted as being white? Why? Why did somebody go to that great length to not tell the truth? We grew up watching Westerns and talking about cowboys. And when you grow to know that the first cowboys was black, because they didn't call white people boys. They called them cowboy. Go do this and go do that. So they developed skills to keep themselves busy when they had a break of, cow rustling and bulldogging and things of that nature. Go and, had great gunfighters, and people that, contributed. Black folks contributed every step of the way in this country, but never got credit. The Buffalo Soldiers, the Harlem Hellfighters, and the list goes on. The Tuskegee Airmen, but never got credit. Over around there in West Virginia, saving the hill, taking the hill, and they didn't even give them guns to do that. Lost a lot of lives. Them brothers. Why? So we're going to explore some of that on this channel, but it's also about raising our consciousness. It's not to tote hate, but it's to keep it real. So because some of us has been romanticizing this country forever, in spite of all the things that has been done to you. Dr. Claude Anderson talk about race first. Look at race as a competition, because everybody else is trying to get whatever it is they need for their community. So it becomes like a team and teamwork. So I would ponder why black folks is not acting like that. Why everybody else seem to have their culture and community together, but black folks don't. And of course, there's a reason, a real legitimate reason why they didn't want you to play your drums or talk your language. That's the best way to create somebody that is a dependent and a slave. So we're going to be talking about that. And I'm going to be inviting guests all over the country and in different parts of the world to come on and have a conversation, a real conversation, a down-to-earth conversation about what's going on and get their background and their take and get their travels and their way of to express how they feel and the things that they and the struggles that they went through, their trials and tribulations. I'm going to try to capture all of that in a down-to-earth, plain English conversation. So that's what the journey is about. It's about taking this journey, about going on a journey to higher level of consciousness and understanding. For those who go by the Bible, what Solomon say, when you pray, you want to pray for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And that's what we're going to try to work on in raising our level of consciousness. That's what it's all about. And that's what this channel is going to be about. Bringing you something to think about. Taking us to another level. Making us love ourselves again. That's the key. Because it's all about images, people. What kind of images you see about yourself all the time. Images evoke emotions and then evoke actions. How you look at yourself, how you feel about yourself. Think about something when you felt good about some positive imagery of black people. Think about Black Panther, how it went across the whole world. And that month that it lasted, black folks was feeling good about themselves. The whole continent of Africa just about was just in a positive uproar because they showed black people in a positive light. Now, can you imagine that kind of reinforcement every day that you're seeing something positive? That's why I have issues with a lot of folks who in the movie making business, because there are thousands upon thousands of stories that can be told about us to bring forth inspiration. But we sit back and allow other folks to tell our story. So how can you ever rise above to what's going on, this level of, or this low level of consciousness, if you keep letting somebody else tell your story? So you can imagine too, me being in law enforcement, that some of the things that I may have come across, it wasn't all that bad, mind you, but from a level of trying to be proactive and being conscionable about our people and what's going on and looking at them with a different set of eyes, from a different set of reference point that most of my other black brothers did, it could be difficult a little bit and frustrating. It was very frustrating when I first got on because they never looked at the root problem or what brought forth that type of behavior that some of my black brothers and sisters was displaying. I'm a true believer. If you feel better about yourself, you do better about yourself. And everything that you have seen about yourself since you were little was something negative about being black, but it's the furthest from the truth. That melanin that us black folks have, that is more than anybody else on the planet, is a gift. It's a gift. And we're going to get into that and talk to some of my brothers about the melanin and things like that, and how we should be grateful and how we should understand the things we can and cannot do because of this melanin. I give you a tidbit. If black absorbs energy and melanin absorbs energy, when you go to the doctor, you need to have a conversation when you're dealing with radiation and things of the like. That instrumentation calibration has to be a little bit of difference because you got melanin. That's why some of our people get radiation burn. It's the melanin. That's why you feel that downbeat, that bass, and what it does to you. That's you sucking up all and sucking in all that vibes. That's that melanin. So we're going to explore into some of those things and expand our mind and get into this whole consciousness realm, because it's all about consciousness and culture, and discuss some of the things that are going on with our country right now that we need to be aware of, and not always worrying about the football and the basketball game, Atlanta housewives and all the rest of them. There's all distractions. So if you're about learning some consciousness and staying on track and being revalidated and reinforcing some of the things that you may know with some of our good brothers that I'm going to have on, the Dr. Finches, the Professor Smalls, the Cabo Combinés, the Dr. Jeffries, the Malafi Asantes of the world, the T.O. and Moores, the Wayne Chantlers, the Dr. Brown, the Duma Sani, Kambi Shambas, those kind of brothers that are spent a greater portion of their lives, the Azwar Quasis. Yes, we even going to reach through other continents. So take the time to subscribe. So just a regular down to earth channel that'll talk about issues that are very important to black people, and get into the whole business economic piece as well, from a conscientious standpoint for our business, because it all starts with your consciousness. You have 10 millionaires in one room, but if they are not on the right consciousness, nothing will get done. Look at us in America. You know, everybody's halfway saying that they're religious, but we can't get a Muslim brother and a Hebrew brother and a Jehovah's Witness to come together and do nothing, because they letting something, because their religious faith that they believe in is the one and only, separate us. I think that's some of the biggest game that can be played. Mosque, church, on every corner, or all around us, that separates your power. A lot of the mosques, I appreciate that, because they will have one or so that actually feeds a certain geographical place where you can bring your power together. But a lot of Christian churches are separated. Their power is broken down into fragments, and therefore you don't have power. You see? And we've been falling for this game much too long. So, welcome to the journey. I'm Hamptonio. I've been doing a radio show for over 15, 60 years in a local radio station here in Cleveland. And I had a chance to interview some of the great scholars on my show. So I decided to finally, that I've been procrastinating for 3 or 4 years, of starting a YouTube channel. And guess what? I started it finally got to it on my birthday. So today is my birthday, September 3rd. So I would like to welcome you again. Let's go for the ride. Let's go for the journey, because it's all about moving forward and elevating our consciousness. That's what it's all about, people. Change your consciousness, you change your reality. That's a famous quote from Dr. Amos Wilson. Bad brother, please look at his videos. I wish I had the opportunity to meet him. Change your consciousness, change your reality. The system is the way it is because you are the way you are. Change the way you are. Guess what? The system has no choice but to change. That's what it's all about. So we're going to straighten up so the system cannot ride us no more. We're going to take out the bow in our back and we're going to straighten up so the system can't ride us no more. For those who want. Because some of you might want to take the blue or the red pill and stay sleepy because you're comfortable. I understand that. If it works for you. See, but I'm a brother that just thinks about the collective. And I'm a brother that understands that we're going to have to do something different. We can't fix our problem through the capitalist system, the same system that is causing issues. We got to do something different. So it's not about the dollars and cents with me. And it never was. And it never will be. It's about my people. It's about being right. And it's about being fair. And it's not about hating white folks. I dislike a lot of the things that they do. And a lot of them sit back and enjoy the privileges of the system that has given them. I don't like that either. And I know they don't like, folks talking to them about their white privilege. But it is. It's there. All I can do is, to prove that point, is to say, look at the circle of friends that you know, that the average black person know, and look at the circle of friends that the average white person know. I mean, you be in circles with white people and you hear about their friends being bankers and owning yachts and Florida homes and things of that nature all over the place. Possibly besides Atlanta, how many black folks do you know that actually own property in any downtown urban area? That's by design, my brothers and sisters. It's by design. So yeah, y'all living off the fruits of our labor. And a lot of the immigrants who come over here are living off the fruits of our labor. And we knock down the door. And all you guys are walking in and had the nerve to look down your nose at black folks when you don't know the history. So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be delving off into that. So with that, again, I'm going to close. Welcome again. It's going to be interesting conversations taking place on the journey. And I'm sure you will appreciate it. If you're into raising your level of consciousness, I want to get some understanding, and maybe formulate a plan to spread the message. You stay tuned. And welcome to the journey. Thank you.